Temt-Ta, Abdur Kull Shaayuaat Saamus pa Temt-Ta. Anuki Sayud shil pa ta, Maku shil At-sik-hata am shil Yamasee-Moors, Wahaza Kalun Hasahag Atnid Taladin Chased. Greetings. I'm Plenipotentiary of Earth, Chief Nanya of the At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, and this is now fact number 235. Get in here, get in here, get in here. This is brought to you courtesy of Gattyboy on TikTok. So we're going to play his video where he has a 2010 UPR report from the United Nations that I did on behalf of our nation, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. And he's talking about they tried to hide it, which I agree with, but I found it. I'm the one who did the report, got it uploaded back in 2010. And he's not mentioning my appellation. My appellation's at the top of this document. This is internationally recognized for 14 years. So we'll play the video, then we're going to break him down.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here. You know I reveal a lot of secrets, but this has to be one of the best secrets I ever revealed.
No, you didn't reveal a secret because this has been on the internet for years. This has been on the internet for years, Gattyboy. For years. Where you been? It's been out there for 14 years. This is older than TikTok.
So it turns out George Bush, the United Nations, and the Yamasee had went to court, right?
Show the court case. You're talking. Show your evidence. Show your facts. Show your forensic evidence. You're talking.
Literally went to court. And I have two documents. This one, I have another one to show you, that who all went on a trail of tears. And wait till you read it. This one document, let me walk the way, screenshot it, please. Screenshot it.
Notice it's too tiny to screenshot. For some reason, I'm on full screen. No problem. I'm going to be showing you all the original document. I am the source of the UPR report on the United States of America back in 2010. He doesn't have that. He's using somebody else's site.
And here goes the other document. But when you read it,
it's the same document. So it's the same UPR report. There are 5 pages for inputs, questionnaires, and UPR reports, otherwise known as shadow reports.
Guess who all went on the Trail of Tears with us? To Oklahoma. Let's get a little closer, but take a screenshot. Now, I took a close-up.
Why don't you mention who wrote this report, Gattyboy? Instead, you're just talking about the document and omitting the author. That's not proper research. That's called withholding, obfuscation, suppression.
Went on the Trail of Tears to Oklahoma. The Olmecs went with us? What? The Moors went with us? What? And as you can see, the U.S. Constitutional Bill. Yes, this is a bill. Presidential Order 13107. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's implementation of human rights treaties.
Oh my, the Olmecs, they all was part of the Mississippian culture. So who is these peoples claiming to be us over there and here? And when you read it, we the only one went on the Trail of Tears. It wasn't nobody else. When you read it, it's about to blow your mind. This is about to blow your mind. This is like one of the biggest secrets to ever hit your page. And
it's not a secret. It's my UPR report I did for our nation, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. But he's, again, not describing who is the author. He's not discussing that. He's talking about the document. Who wrote this? I did. Is he saying that? No. So how is that revelation and a secret he revealed like he got something special. He doesn't. I'm the one that wrote it, and I have the documentation and the verification from the United Nations, U.S. State Department, because they get a copy of this. So the United States government recognizes At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors at the U.S. State Department.
You can see right here at the bottom, it says Dred Scott, no descent of African. Do you see?
It says no descendant of Africans can be a citizen of the United States of America, because that's not the way the Constitution was framed. The Constitution is for white people, and the word white is defined by the U.S. Department of Education, CDC, or CROW, National Institute of Health, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. American Indian or Alaska Native is a person having origins in any of the original peoples of North and South America, including Central America, which includes the Caribbean, and who maintains tribal affiliation and community attachment. So he's cutting out information and not giving you all full disclosure. Come on, Gattyboy.
Do you see? All this is us from our traditional lands. Oh, you gotta read this. You gotta read everything. This is the first time you're about to see this document.
No, that's a lie. That's my document, and we've published that going all the way back from 2010 up to now.
They didn't want to let it come out, right? And this is why, because they said that a lot of people's lives be in danger, right? Like the civil rights leaders, the one that lied to us.
No, there's nobody's life in danger. The document's been out for years. It's been on the internet.
Like the historian's the one that lied to us. Like all these secret societies, and we ever find out what you're doing now, that all these Indians. Now does it make sense? If I ask you where your grandma was from, everybody would say down south, because
African American is a patented meat and processed food. So you got to correct the syntax on that. I understand for the purposes of this TikTok and the discussion. However, they have to claim their indigenous heritage. They have to get white. If they don't do that, they have no standing at law. 41.57 million African Americans, where in Africa? Don't know. So therefore, they got to change that.
Because we the one that went on the Trail of Tears. Wow. So if you'd like to donate, I greatly appreciate it.
Don't be donating to Gattyboy and you ain't giving full disclosure. So you had your fun, Gattyboy. Now, this is the desert, as Morpheus said, of the real. Let's see where we want to start here. Let's start here. Here is the actual document. As you can see here in the web link, this is the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights.org in Geneva, Switzerland. This is the document that I did, which is called the Universal Periodic Review Submission regarding the United States of America. So in part one in the background, it talks about our nation, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, is an indigenous nation as defined by Presidential Proclamation 7500, see letter to U.S. President George Bush, published here, because I wrote the President George W. Bush back in 2005. And recognized as such, this is At-sik-hata Nation is recognized as such by the various instrumentalities of the United States Federal Court for the Middle District of North Carolina, which includes United States of America, see U.S. Secretary of State document 060214440-3 out of 5 that were authenticated on May 22nd, 2006. I know because I was there. United States Code Title 28 U.S.C. Section 1360, which means state jurisdiction in civil matters involving Indians, and there's only about 6 states that do have it, the rest don't, and whose land includes, but is not limited to, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Florida, and Tennessee. We are the indigenous peoples of the aforementioned lands with the geographic coordinates. Now, when he went to paragraph Number two, the 1715 Yamasee Uprising and the Trail of Tears is a historical event which has been acknowledged by the U.S. Congress, passing the following resolution, HJR 3 or HJ3IH, which is under the Indian Healthcare Act. That's the apology to Native Americans and American Indians. So why would the U.S. government apologize to Native Americans and American Indians? Because they're not the same people. Meditate on that. HJR 194 and ASHNYM 26. Both of those are apologies to African Americans by the U.S. Congress, and the Senate is the ASHNYM 26. Those two show that the U.S. government acknowledged we robbed African Americans of their names and their heritage because they knew that so-called African Americans were actually the indigenous Native Americans here, the copper-colored races. That's what America means. The 1828 dictionary that of American is the copper-colored races found in America, in which the U.S. federal government, under the command of U.S. President Andrew Jackson, rounded up our people, be they Yamasee, Hitchiti, Choctaw, Cherokee, Moor, Olmec, Seminole, Yuchi, Washita, and forced them to walk west to Oklahoma, away from their traditional lands which were illegally and unlawfully usurped by the United States. He's not telling you that. Now we'll go down to number 4, the 1857 U.S. Supreme Court Sanford versus Scott, known as the Dred Scott decision, which has never been overturned, has made it clear that no descendant of Africans can be a citizen of the United States of America. Like I told you earlier, the Constitution is for white people, and white is defined as a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. Kenya, Nigeria, Niger, Somalia, Ethiopia, all of those are North Africa. Morocco, Algeria, all of those are Libya, all of those are North Africa. This current state of affairs leaves those descendants of Africans/Moors who are unfamiliar with international law, the United Nations' second decade of the world's indigenous peoples, and the fact that they can now self-identify themselves as indigenous or tribal. The second decade ended in 2015. Unable to have a nationality or the ability to identify and claim their indigenous heritage in accord with House Joint Resolution 194. So these are points that he didn't receive. Who's the author? Chief Nanya Shaayuaat, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. So he's supposed to talk about who was the author. Instead, he just went to the document and omitted me. And I appreciate that, because that's why now I'm doing this video. Now, here is some evidence. As you can see here on Monday, October 7th, 2019, at 4:16 p.m., this is me forwarding a response I got from what? UPR Submissions, Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights on October 7th, 2019 at 2:30 a.m. And so it says, Dear Nanya, we have uploaded your report. Best regards, UPR Submissions. This is evidence. This is international acknowledgement. He doesn't have this. This is why he's doing the video, bits and pieces, donate to my Cash App. Don't donate to his Cash App. He's not giving you the facts. Acknowledge who the chief was who did that UPR report. Out of 2 we've done, out of the 3 cycles of the Universal Periodic Review, we've done 2. So here, as you can see, is United Nations Human Rights Council. So our nation is recognized because the Universal Periodic Review that was done in the United States back in 2010, we're going to go down here to the first cycle. When you go here and you see report of all the stakeholders, we'll click on English here. I already have it open, but I want to do it now so you can see. So you see report of the Human Rights Council on its 30th session. And we're going to scroll down here and go to page, this one should be page 11. Oh, wrong one. Let's go here. No, that's page 1, decision adopted. Okay, great. Now that's 2015. Oh, that's the outcome review. Second cycle, where are we? Outcome, first cycle. There we go. So right here, as you see, I already have it highlighted. This is the summary of stakeholders information. So when we click on English, this is what we're going to get. We're going to go, this is 19, so we'll go to page 14. Now I'm going to zoom in so you can see, unlike Gattyboy, who has you all squinting, so you can't even see anything. What do you see here? Yamassee, At-sik-hata, nation of Yamasee-Moors, USA. And when we go back up to the top of this document, what are you going to see? General Assembly, October 14th, 2010. Summary prepared by the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in accordance with paragraph 15C of the Annex to Human Rights Council Resolution 5.1. This is on the United States of America. So this is an international legal document. This is done in Geneva, Switzerland on the 1st to the 12th of November 2010, which is the working group on the Universal Periodic Review in their 9th session. So this is the first cycle. So that's 2010. Then we did another one on the third cycle in 2019. I'm going to click on that one. And for this one, I got to go to page 11. And what do you see here? Page 14, oh, page 11. Yeah, page 11. What do we see here? At-sik-hata, nation of Yamasee-Moors, New York, United States of America. We're internationally recognized. Do you people understand that? So what Gattyboy is doing, he's talking domestic. He's not international. He doesn't have any complaints. He's not revealing nothing. He's a talking actor. He's an actor. He's just talking. He's an actor. Where's your evidence with your body of work? Now this here is our 2019 UPR submission, re United States of America. Reporting stakeholder, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, Chief Nanya, registered copyright trademark chief of the reporting nation. Then we go down to the main activities of At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. We work to address key human rights issues by going out in public and doing events. Maku Chief Nanya of the At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, guest speaker at Sangay Couture, pre-launch on the 3rd month, 12th day, 70th year of the Yamasee calendar, August 14, 2015. Of the Gregorian calendar equals fate time. Topic, Black has no standing at law, SF 181, definitions of bead, white, black, and UN International Decade for People of African Descent, which we are in, which will be ending on the 31st of December of this Gregorian calendar. 2, publishing our complaints, UPR reports, inputs, and responses to UN questionnaires on the internet, social media, emails, blogs, videos, etc., asserting our indigenous standing and right to self-determination in accord with the UN Charter, the UN Convention on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, UNDRIP, which is the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, which Gattyboy and the rest of the people like that don't talk about, the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, that's pushed out by the OAS, which is the Organization of American States, and the UN International Decade for People of African Descent, and the UN Declaration on Human Rights. Goals to realign ourselves with our indigenous and autochthonous existence. So the link is here when you click on, when you go back to here, you click on here and it'll take you to where we're at. And then I'm going to go to the next link, which is the 2019. So this one here again, UN, Human Rights Council, Universal Periodic Review. These are the reference documents that was given to the United Nations. And when you click on this button here, it's going to bring you to the UPR report. So now you can see that the link works. We found out today that the links have been tampered with at the UN, so they're not working. But we found the link that goes directly to the 2010 UPR report that I did. So all these links here, when you go down on page 2, on the background in paragraph 4, all these links, none of them work. Now, how is it these links are not working when this is published on the UN website? We're having a problem. Then I go back again. This one doesn't work. This is the UN, US Human Rights Network. So the US Human Rights Network doesn't work. The Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, the website, the web link it was at, that doesn't work. The internet for the Office of the High Commission for Human Rights, CERD, which is the Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, that doesn't work. Why are they all of a sudden not working? And not even the UPR report link that we had for the United States, the UPR report against the United States of America, we don't have that link. It doesn't work. So when I click on it, it doesn't work. It says page not found. So now look at what happened, and then you see UPR report of the United States of America. So this document here, which is the UPR report we did in 2010, the United States government, the US Department of State, they have it. So we're going to go through these tabs here. So here, page not found. Then when we go to Contemporary Critical Thought in Africology and Africana Studies by Clyde Ledbetter Jr. and Molefe Asante, both of whom are PhDs, when we click on this, what do we see? At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, listed as one of only 3 people of quote-unquote African descent who actually filed a report against the United States government under the UPR shadow report. You know, the ability to have that option and utilize that in international law. They didn't do nothing. So all the people who are African American, the domestic Negroes, they don't have human rights. They're not entitled to human rights. That's the trick, that's the secret, that's the reason for the civil rights attorneys, because their job is not to allow you to acknowledge that you're international. Once you're international, that's a whole different set of rules and different set of laws that apply. So now you see we're mentioned. PhD published, the book is published by Google. So you can purchase this book and see At-sik-hata Nation is mentioned in there. Then when you go do a At-sik-hata Nation stakeholder of the United States, look what comes up. Universal Periodic Review, At-sik-hata Nation, UPR. Let's open this link into another page, see what happens. Evidence. And then when you scroll down, it brings you to the previous page I was showing you. So you see At-sik-hata Nation and Yamasee-Moors. Next, NGO, because our nation is also an NGO. And ONIC was one of the indigenous groups in Colombia that we signed as a letter of support for them. So we're not domestic, we're international. And so this is a response to a couple members of our nation regarding the email, the TikTok that Gattyboy did. And so again, when we do go 2010 At-sik-hata Nation UPR, what do we get? UPR report, United States of America. At-sik-hata Nation and Yamasee-Moors input. 15,400. This one was 371,000, and we know it's way more than that, and it'll definitely be more than that once I do finish this video. And then again, we talked about social networking. As you can see here, October 3rd, 2012 at 9:55 a.m. And here is the link, which doesn't work anymore. This is the link that was used showing the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, the Universal Periodic Review. This is here on Facebook. Facebook is a third-party, fourth-party witness. So now I'm going to click on that to show you page not found. So I appreciate Gattyboy doing that TikTok, because now we know they've been trying to hide this, which doesn't really make sense because, again, we found it. We did another At-sik-hata 2010 UPR United Nations, At-sik-hata Nation and Yamasee-Moors. UPR report in the United States of America. At-sik-hata Nation and Yamasee-Moors. So we're internationally recognized. There's no doubt about it. Then United 2010 United UPR, United States of America, stakeholders, Universal Periodic Review. We're a stakeholder, lien holder, creditor of the United States. That's why they're hiding this document. Universal Periodic Review, the link over here, this is the one for third cycle and the first cycle, which I showed earlier. So when we go all the way to the back, or to the front, what do you see? This is the only link currently that is working. All the other links which were in this UPR report from 2019, see, that should be this one. Yes. So this is the 2010 and the 2019. So this is 2010 and this is the 2019. So these links have been stopped and they wanted to hide it. Now we have it. So people, you can go to www.oacchart.org/sites/files/session9//UPR/Section 9//US//nation of Yamasee-Moors .pdf. This is where you get the document. So as you can see, they responded, "Dear Nanya, we have uploaded your file." And then this is the UPR back in 2020 on October 14, 2018. They write me. So Friday, October 11th, 2019 at 5:57 a.m. UPR submission. Dear Mr. Maku Chief Nanya Shabu Ale, we are writing in reference to the submission made by your organization to the Third Universal Periodic Review of the United States of America, attached. So all this, the Holy Tablets, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the annexes, Regina versus Jah, the Vatican treaties, the liens that I have on the Vatican, and includes At-sik-hata Nation, all of this the United Nations has. So they know who we are. So why didn't... Oh, hold on a second here. I know you're all going to say, what happened? We missed it. So here's all of them right here. Dear Mr. Maku Chief Nanya Shabu El, we are writing in reference to the submissions made by your organization to the Third Universal Periodic Review of the United States of America, October 11th, 2019 at 5:57 a.m. So this is evidence. They know who we are. Again, by E.A. Wallace Budge, Egyptian Book of the Dead, Holy Tablets, Regina versus Jaw, Vatican Treaties, At-sik-hata Nation 2010 UPR. All of this is done. All of this is totally completed. So this is evidence. And then also here, dear Nanya, we have uploaded your report. Best regards, UPR submissions. So if you did not see that, I'm going backwards in reverse now. So you've seen this. Yeah, we're going to go backwards this way. Perfect. You're going to see now the third cycle. When you click on it, this is what you get. On page 11, what will you see? At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. First cycle, what do you see? First cycle, that's 2010. You go to page 14. And you see under Yamasee, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. Then we go back here to the search 237,000 Universal Periodic Review. Evidence. Then we see UPR report of the United States of America. And we see At-sik-hata Nation 2010 UPR United Nations. What do you see here? 10,600. We know it's higher than that. The links we clicked on, not working. Facebook, publishing October 3rd, 2012 at 9:55 a.m. 12 years ago. Where have you been, Gattyboy? 2010, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, and we get 15,400 as a search result. UPR report, United States of America, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. That's not by no coincidence. Here we are again. NGO recognized internationally. When you go to United States of America reference documents, what do you see? At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors. When we do At-sik-hata Nation, stakeholder of the United States, Universal Periodic Review. Summary of stakeholder submissions on the United States of America. UPR info. So what happens when I click on that? I think this one may not be working either, right? Okay, no, summary. Okay, there we go. So stakeholders information. So this web link works. And what do you see? We're going to go down here again. Yeah, this one we're up at the top. Yeah. What do you see? At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors, New York, United States of America. What do we see when we go up and put At-sik-hata Nation stakeholder of the United States? 371,000. Universal Periodic Review. Here we are again. I'm going this forward and backwards so it's clear. At-sik-hata Nation of Yamasee-Moors is an indigenous nation, stakeholder, lien holder, and creditor of the United States of America, and all that information is on file. So Gattyboy should have did a better job of informing you all where he got it from. He's acting like he's holding something, and unfortunately, people will believe that not now after they've seen this. So y'all got to question him. How did you find the link? How did you know about this? What link were you using? Because I have the original link here, which took me 2 hours today to find. This is the original link from 2010. So that made us wonder what is going on. Why is this being scrubbed by the United Nations? I said, oh, could it be because of this? Title 18, USC Section 1091, Domestic Definition of Genocide. Whoever, whether in time of peace or in time of war, in a circumstance described in subsection 4, and with the specific intent to destroy in whole or in substantial part a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group as such, 1, kills members of the group, 2, causes serious bodily injury to the members of the group, 3, causes the permanent impairment of the mental faculties of members of the group through drugs, torture, or similar techniques, 4, subjects the group to conditions of life that are intended to cause the physical destruction of the group in whole or in part. The offense is committed within the United States. An indictment may be found or information instituted at any time without limitations. So there's no statute of limitations on fraud. And then you go to the next paragraph, you see kidnapping and genocide by the United States of America. That's why they want to take it down, especially because of what South Africa did. So as you can see here, when they wrote me back and stated, "Dear Mr. Maku, Chief Nanya Shaayuaat, we're writing in reference to the submission made to your organization to the Third Universal Periodic Review of the United States of America, attached." So, 193 countries recognize At-sik-hata Nation and Yamasee-Moors are inside behind me up on the wall there. So, this is real. So, Gattyboy, you shouldn't have did that. You should have told the truth and revealed what you have, but he only has a small piece, and now everyone's all hyped up about it. When they see this, they're going to realize I am the source. Come to me, and I'll give you the evidence and show you how to get white and claim your indigenous heritage, because Black or African American has no standing at law, and you're not entitled to human rights or domestic law rights. None of that. That's because of the Dred Scott. They overturned Roe versus Wade, but they'll never overturn Dred Scott. And even the civil rights lawyers like your Benjamin Crumps, what's his name, Al Sharpton, and the rest of them, they know that ain't gonna get overturned. That's why they're treating the immigrants coming from outside of the United States with kid gloves and giving them special treatment, royal treatment, and the African Americans are getting nothing because African American is a patented meat and processed food. Look it up. So if you want to get white and really get standing at law, what you need to do is get on my webinar. You can call me at 587-712-0639, or you can send an email to at-sik-hata@gmail.com or aspwebinar@protonmail.com. Kashikadur, Kashikadur, Kashikadur. White power, white power, white power.